It was a dark night. A long winding road down a path filled with a forest and an eerie moon full in the distance. A family driving in a car, a father, a mother, a daughter, and a son. As they drove, any typical drive would be the kids in the back seat. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Not now. All of a sudden, bam! Tire went flat. The dad pulls over to the side of the road, gets out, looks at the tire. Oh, come on, the tires. I hate this car. Mom says, we need to call somebody. We need to get help. Everybody tries their cell phone. No service. What are we going to do? I don't know what to do. There's a tire in the back. Of course, there's a tire in the trunk. Dad goes around to the back. There's no tire in the trunk. There's no tire in the trunk. The mom is not very happy. He goes back to the car, gets in. Well, what are we going to do? We've got to do something. Well, we can't sit here. The dad says, let's go ahead and walk. I think I see a light off in the distance. The mom says, we're not going out there. That's crazy. Look, it's pitch black out there. It's scary. And the kids are freaking out in the back seat. We got to go. We've got to get some help. There's a light up in the distance. I'm sure there's a house up there. I'm sure they've got a telephone. So he convinces all of them to get out of the car, walk along this deep forest and windy road. As they get closer and closer to the light, somehow it seems to get darker and darker. They get closer. The wind starts howling. Animals. Noises. They're scared. As they come up this long path, they see this castle in the middle of nowhere. They come to the front door and they knock on it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stop the story there because, I'm crazy like that. And I want to talk to you today about the problems that everyone's having with auditions. Now, on a side note, why did I tell you that story? I'm going to tell you that in a second. But also, if you know where the premise of that comes from, put it down below. It should be pretty obvious. But check it out. It's a tale as old as time. But anyways, put it down below and tell me what you think you know what it is. But anyways, we're going to talk about why you're losing auditions and using this story as a guide. All right, there's really three main reasons why I see people not winning their auditions. Okay, and we're going to go over those right now. I think the first one, okay, and the main one, in my opinion, is acting. I told you this story because my hope is that I painted a picture for you, right? I led you along a storyline to where you could see in your mind what I was saying, because not just the words I was speaking, but how I was saying them, how I was relaying it to you, the pauses, the elongated words, the pitch, the tone, the speeding up and slowing down. Okay, these are ways that you color a story, you shape a story. All right, and whether it's a TV commercial or an audiobook or an e-learning project or whatever, you have to shape a story with your words. And most of the time I see voice actors struggle because they don't know how to do this. They get a script, all right, and you have to do this quick, right, because we're voice actors. They look at it and they say blah 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 blah. They say the words the best they can, and in their mind they're trying to make the words sound interesting because we're being paid for hopefully we're going to be paid, so we got to make it work, right? But the problem with that is that the words themselves, that's not what we're trying to make sound interesting. What we're doing it's probably 90% of the time now, is video narration. right? Whether it's on social media, whether it's TV, whatever it is, we're doing video narration. Because of that, we are narrating to imagery, to video, to a story being told through footage of some kind, which means that our voice needs to paint that picture along with the imagery. Now, logically, you'd be like, "Well, Anthony, that sounds good, but I don't get any video." That's true. Most of the time we don't. Sometimes you do, but most of the time we don't, which means you've got to make up the imagery in your mind and you've got to tell that story. So most of the time, you don't get the work because you're not shaping that story. You're not shaping those words in a manner in which the people listening to them actually feels like you're the person to narrate their piece. Now, is that fair that we don't get to see it? Probably not. It would be nice to see it and everything, and that would help us, I think. But that's not up to us, right? So the idea here is your acting needs to shape what people are seeing in their mind when they're listening to your auditions. Because if you can do that, then they're going to see you narrating the imagery in their mind. Okay, that's your acting, that's your decision, and the better you do that, the more auditions you are going to win. I'm telling you, especially with Academy Voices that I'm running now, and I'm doing more auditions. I'm getting actors and voice actors, and I'm working with clients on behalf of voice actors. I'm just telling you, the auditions I keep hearing, there is a difference between someone who shapes and colors their words that makes me see the imagery in my mind, and then everyone else is just saying the words and doing some pitch variations and things so that the words sound interesting, not actually to make me see what's happening. All right. The next thing is that I find that processing your file. Okay, the next two things are very important. Processing your file, making sure that it is done professionally, but not over the top. Okay, like it shouldn't sound like I'm being blasted away because you've compressed it to all high heaven, right? Or that it's so quiet that I can barely hear it. All right, these things, they need to be done professionally so that when I get the file, I'm not worried about these big breaths that take me out of my suspension of disbelief, or mouth clicks, or compression, or all these things. I shouldn't. I should listen to it and it just be perfect. That's what people are expecting. Okay, so we have to give that to them. So that is a vital part of it. Your processing is very important. And the last thing is following directions. I can't tell you how many times, whether it's naming a file, whether it's slating or not slating, whether it's the type of delivery that people are asking for. I mean, it's really interesting. I know we're actors, we're creative people, we try different things, and there's nothing wrong with trying stuff out. But make sure that you're doing everything you can, even if there's a limited amount of directions, to follow the directions. All right, that's very important. So remember, you're acting, paint the picture of whatever you're doing. Right? If you don't have a video or an image, make it up in your mind. Okay, or go to Google and type in something where you have an image at least to work with. Again, it might not be what they're using, but it's going to be able to help you paint a picture other than you just reciting words. Okay, because that's the difference between people who win auditions and people who just keep auditioning, is your ability to paint that picture and tell the story with those words. All right, second thing is the processing. Make sure your processing is on point. It's not overdone. It's not underdone. It's not too quiet. It's not super loud. It's not overcompressed. There's not mouth noises and background noises and dogs barking and all that stuff. Make sure it's a good professional sounding file. And third, follow whatever directions they give you. Follow them. Follow them, follow them, follow them. All right, I hope this has helped you. I hope you enjoyed my silly opening. I thought it was important, though, to give you kind of a feeling to go off of how you can paint a story, all right, an imagery. You can, okay? And if you like this, please hit the like and subscribe button. Also, check out VO's Journey Elite Academy. There's a link below. We're off 50% off the first month, where I teach things like this and many more. And also the community. We pride ourselves on having a community where you belong and you're supported, and that's something that is extremely important to us, and that you don't have to feel like, doesn't matter where you are, whether you're professional and you've been doing this for years or you're just beginning. It's an incredible community. So check that out. Also, there'll be a link below for you to check out VO's Journey Elite Conference 2023. Really excited about that. We've got an incredible lineup. It's all virtual. It's a digital conference. So basically, we have like 20 speakers, and we all do, it's webinars. It's a 3-day event. It's pretty amazing. So you can attend from anywhere. So really awesome. Check out the link below. And thank you guys for watching. You have a wonderful Thursday. Talk to you later. Goodbye. Goodbye.